Hey crafty people! Welcome back to my channel, and in case you're new here, I'm Sarah, also known as Craft Nerd because I'm a nerd who loves to craft. I do paper crafting, card making, junk journaling, and mixed media art. Let's get crafting! So for this technique time, we're going to have a bit of a play with some distress spritz. So this was an idea I got watching the Tim Holtz Sizzix release live for Christmas, and yes, my fingers are very inky. I've been playing with my spray stains, and since I had the splat box up, I was like, let's do this now. I have no idea when or if this is gonna air, but I wanted to do it now while I had the splat box up and was making a mess. So I've grabbed Distress Spritz in Twisted Citron and Wilted Violet, and I've die cut out of black cardstock, just regular old cardstock, the words from Gothic Vault Gothic Portraits 666681, and the spider web from Frightful Things 664209, and these are both die sets by Tim Holtz and Sizzix. And what we're gonna do is I'm going to spritz in the two colors, and kind of want to do, kind of wondering how well, no, so I'm gonna spritz up here. And then down at the bottom for, in the purple. And I'm gonna leave this for a minute, let the words dry a little bit before I pull them up. And what we'll end up having is a twofer. So we're gonna have inked words and an inked background. Oh, and the base that I'm using is scrapbook.com heavyweight mixed media paper, and I bought the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it's black. So this should look really cool once it's dry. So I'm gonna dry it and then I'll be back. Okay, so our background is all dry, and I don't know how well it is showing up pretty good. I think I am now in love with the Distress Spritz on black because I love how this came out. And I have pulled out some pieces for decorating this, and as a result of using our black die cuts to create our background, I now have Wicked, Fright, Boo, and a spider web that have the lovely spritz on it that I can use on other pieces. For this one, I decided what I want to do is use Spencer, and he's going to sit kind of there. And I thought we'd put a flower in his mouth, so I went ahead and die cut and spritzed with the Spiced Marmalade Distress Spritz. This is one of the flowers from the Wildflower dies. I don't remember if it's set 1, 2, or 3. I have 2 of the 3 sets, and I can never remember which 2 I have or which one came from which set. So I'll leave that information in the description box down below, but I figured we'd do, so it looks like he's got it clenched in his teeth. And then I decided he needed something on his head, so I die cut the crow, and I forget which die set this is from, and I'll leave Spencer's number down below as well, and put the crow on his head kind of like so. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're just gonna put this guy together real quick. And I'm going to use art glitter glue. You can, of course, use whatever glue you like. And I think I'm gonna use foam squares to pop up part of the crow, since Spencer is colorized and he's rather thick. I use a couple of my skinny black foam squares, I can pop that up, but I'll glue his feet down on Spencer's head. Let's actually get that so it's not showing. Ooh, that's not what I want. Ooh. All right, we're just gonna re-glue that foam square down. Let's give that a second. And when I put this on the card base, it will help flatten it out further. So that guy is done, and I actually have an idea for what I want to do for the boo, but I have to get some more pieces together for that. So I will probably do that and be back in a bit. So I went ahead and did a little bit of prep work because I do want to make a few more cards using the rest of the pieces from our background. So I have got out, for this one, let me just grab my paper trimmer and clean up that bottom edge, because this is from those Arteza books where it's in a book like that, so you've got a little bit of perforation at the end. And this is one of the backgrounds we created during Mystery Craft, and I'm gonna use the Wicked on this one, and another another vault die, the Witch. And I think I forgot something for her. I'll have to go get that in a sec. And I die cut her out of white cardstock and some of the new Plaid glitter cardstock so that I could paper piece her together. So let me grab my scissors, which there they are. And I need a couple markers to color her face, hands, and hair, and her shoes, which I don't have here, so I will be right back. Okay, so what we're gonna do for her is gonna grab a scratch piece of paper, and I am going to color her face green. And I'm using my Copic markers just to lay down a quick coloring on her face and her hands. Then we are going to, I think I'm also gonna do, let's cut her legs off. I'm gonna save these to potentially use with another witch, and let's do stripes for her. Marker may need re-inking. But let's do her hair first. Hope it'll last long enough to do her hair. Come on. Oh, man. All right, let me go grab another marker. Let's see, sometimes, nope, that is dry. All right, let me grab another marker. I think I'm all right with the stripes on her legs. And let's add green in there as well. All right, so now we are gonna start piecing her together. Let's cut the hands off. Those I'm gonna just throw away. And I'm gonna glue this on her. Probably should have gone over her with like black so that the white wouldn't show. Let me just grab a pen and go along here. we go. Let's add her hat, but before we do that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take an ink dauber and do the edges, because I can also do that over here. Just to make sure we don't have a ton of white showing. All right, and then shoes. I think I want to give her a belt. I'll save these parts for another one. All right, let's ink her feet so we don't have white showing. All right, now I also cut out her broom. And I think it needs a little bit of inking. So let's just go with whatever brown's on this dauber. And we'll just kind of give that a little bit more interest. I feel like I need to bring in some warmer brown. I'm gonna grab a little vintage photo and add a little of that to this, just to kind of give it a little bit more personality. All right, let's glue this. Now you of course could cut the pieces out of, you know, like all white and then color the whole thing in. That is an option as well. This guy's gonna need its edges inked because I cut it out of a cardstock that's not solid core. So the edges are showing white. All right, let's assemble her real quick. Or finish assembling her. So we're gonna have her standing on the wicked. All right, let's glue the wicked down. Grab cloth and do this, so I'm less likely to get smudginess from the glue. I want to see if I can, because I want to do that, and then I can glue the whatchamacallit on her foot. And since she needs to be holding something, let's see. We'll go this way. I feel like the broom should be back here like that, and what I need to do is get the die cut the mouse that she holds in the trying to see if I've got anything over here I can put in her hand so I don't have to go die cut something else. No, that's not. nuts, I don't. All right, I'm gonna need to do that. And I wonder, should I add? She's standing there holding the mouse. Add a plaid cat. It's a little squished to do that. All right, let me die cut a mouse and then we can glue her down. Right, so I die cut a mouse. I've got Spritz in Twisted Citron, and I'm just gonna dab a little on our mouse. Have I mentioned how much I am loving the Spritzes? And I just watched this weekend, it's one of those videos that's getting filmed in multiple parts at different times, the Tim Holtz Halloween Palooza, Holiday Palooza, whatever the heck thing's called, where he announced the release of new colors in the Spritz. All right, she's going like so. This is gonna go like that. And the mouse is a little wet yet, but should be, does not want to glue. All right, let me dry it real quick. All right, now it should glue on. Sorry if I'm off screen, I'm just trying to see what I'm doing. All right. Let's get this whole thing just glued down because that will be a lot better. All right, that one's done. Next up, and I've got to trim off the bottom of this one too. So this is just an inky background made with distress inks and distress oxides, and I ran it through an embossing folder by Simon Says Stamp, and then after I did that, I went over the embossed part with some of the Sizzix luster wax, I think is what it's called, in charcoal. I do know the color's name. All right, and so we're gonna do the cobweb and fright on this, and I have a spider. I had him a minute ago. Where did I put the spider? This is a problem. I had the spider, I spritzed him with a little distress spritz, and now I can't find him. All right, well, I'm gonna have to go and get another spider. This is very annoying. I had the spider and his little thing, and I was just gonna... All right, let's go ahead and glue that on there and that on there, and then I will go get another spider. Woo! All right, I am going to off camera do the spider hanging down, because yeah, I gotta die cut him again because he's completely and utterly disappeared. I'm very annoyed about this. So let's work on the last one. So I've got the two of the vault wreaths, and I forget what they're called. I think one's Funky Florals and one's, I don't remember. And I'm just gonna put a few dots of glue to hold them together. And then what I'm gonna do is, I've got the boo, that's gonna go in the center of our wreath. And I die cut it out a couple extra times to kind of add a little bit more height and substance to it. So let's glue those guys together. I am knocking stuff over everywhere. That'll go in the center. And then what I have to go on our wreath is these are from Lawn Fawn, and it's I think the set's called Booyah. And so we've got cute little ghosties to go around. And then I've got a whole bunch of flowers I have die cut out, and I think this one calls for maybe a little bit of sparkle. So add some flowers in betweens. And then see about putting a boo on it. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's see about that as a background. No, that background is way too busy. Does this work as a background? Yes, I think I like that as a background, but I don't like the white on the edges. So I'll probably chop it down a little bit and put it on black cardstock. I need to grab black cardstock to do that. I don't have anything handy. Let me go grab that. I'll be right back. So while I was cutting my piece of black cardstock, I found the spider, so we can glue that on. Let's take care of this guy first. So I'm gonna trim off a little on either end. That's about a quarter of an inch and a quarter of an inch. So let's take off about a ½ inch strip from the bottom. Fingers crossed I didn't just screw this up. So that, there we go. And we'll put our wreath down. Excellent. All right, let's start by putting this piece down. And this was stamped using a Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous. I think it's called Perfect Plaid. I'll put the number down below. It was part of my just working on creating some backgrounds for cards. Anywhere that's like popping up, I can just go in and add a little extra glue. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pop them up. Grab some foam squares. I'm gonna cut one so that I can put it on the tail to give the tail some more stability, since it's, you know, a little thin thing. There we go. I think I'm gonna switch these two because I don't want her sticking off. All right, let's bring back over our spider one. Okay, so we used some distress spritz and die cuts to create a background. And then from that background, we were able to create 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. And I really like how they came out, and I'm really loving the distress spritz. Like, this is my new favorite thing. I don't know why I like them so much more. Let's shift things around a little bit. Then I don't know why I like them so much more than the mica spray stains, but I just do. I love how it shows up on black. It's so very cool. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please do all the things that lets YouTube know you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for joining me, and happy crafting.